Most underrated player in the league. Who's your vote for most underrated player in the league? Give your thought. Give a little synopsis. I'm gonna go first. I already thought about this a little bit. I already talked about him a little bit on a power forward video, but Jalen Williams, I think, is the most underrated player in the league. I think he's the reason that the Thunder, without really a second star player, were able to have a 1 seed and go so far last year. I think he is that second star player. I don't know if he's gonna be like a multi-time All-Star, but I definitely see him making one game at least. I think he has that skill set. I feel like, he's not a household name yet, you know what I mean? Like, it's his first couple years getting on. So I feel like right now he's really underrated, and he's going to be an all-star soon. Especially, I feel like if the Thunder keep doing well, getting high seeds, they'll definitely give him 2 all-stars, and he'll be one of them.
Yeah, I think he's definitely underrated, but being more recognized now, especially with the OKC being the first seed, him averaging 20. So that he'll definitely be like.
I gotta say now before he gets overrated.
Yeah, I think I would go with the generic answer. I still believe Drew Holiday is still the most underrated player in the NBA. Fair. I feel like people have given recognition only because people have said that he's the most underrated player in the NBA. But the way that he plays, he's starting on Team USA because of what he brings defensively. Even if he's not the best defensive player on his team, he still brings that leadership and that veteran. He's a veteran.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? So I feel like he's still the most underrated, and he's been playing at an all-star level where he helps his team be the glue guy in any situation he can fit on any roster in the NBA.
Yeah.
So.
And we can agree on these. You don't have to give like your own take. Like if you agree with someone, be like, yeah, that's a good one or whatever. So because we got a couple to go through. Yeah. So if you can't think of one, don't like strain. But if you do, let me know.
Yeah, I'm definitely going LeBron. That's funny. I agree with Hassan. Honestly, I think Drew Holiday's probably. If I had to choose anyone, because like people don't give him that much credit, but it's like he's the type where he's going, he's winning. You know what I mean?
Everywhere.
Yeah, it's like maybe not a chip every single year, but it's just like
I agree. I just feel like I don't think he's underrated anymore. I feel like people are, like you said, he's starting on Team USA. I feel like that shows how people think of him.
Yeah.
So, but
him being on the roster like originally too.
At the same time, people do say like, why is Drew Holiday starting? So could be a little underrated still.
Sengun's up there.
That's a good one, actually.
Sengun's pretty underrated.
He's getting up there, yeah.
I feel like people didn't like. He's been good for like a couple years now, but people only really started talking about him like towards the end of last year.
Well, they started winning, so.
Well, yeah, I mean, yeah. So I feel like he's still on the underrated level.
Like a role player that doesn't get recognition, I'd say but he can do like everything on the roster.
Sengun,
like Jaden McDaniels, underrated.
Yeah, you can say he's underrated.
I don't think he's underrated anymore.
I think he's properly rated.
Yeah, I think right now he's properly rated.
Properly rated.
People know that he's like one of the most important role players.
He's a good answer.
I don't know. I'm trying to think of someone that you guys haven't said and given a reason. I'd give it to I guess Desmond Bane in my opinion. I think for what he does.
Honestly,
it's not
bad. And Memphis had a shit season, so no one really tuned in.
No one really tuned in, but he still does what he does. He's still Desmond Bane. He's still lethal.
Like
off the catch, 23? Off the dribble.
He was like 23, 24 this year or something like that.
He's still super young.
No, I mean like
22, 23. Yeah, 23. And for him to I guess
elite shooter too.
Yeah, and he's an elite shooter. He does what he does. He plays all right defense. He tries. And I mean,
he just got
being in the shadow.
He put his wingspan lower.
No, of course, but
he's strong.
The main thing I would say for the underrated portion I was going to give him is because he's I guess in tandem with Ja and Jaren. So if you're thinking about the Grizzlies, you think of Ja, then Jaren, but Desmond Bane should be up in that discussion. But that's why I would say he's in the shadow portion. He's not bad, but I guess he's underrated.
Offensively, he's the second option though. If we're being honest, Jaren's not.
Yeah. Offensively,
I was about to say Jaren's not the second.